and you're going to ride with me and see what I do in certain situations, how I ride my Harley Davidson, and you're going to find out if a Harley Davidson motorcycle is for you.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
Today we're going to experience riding a Harley Davidson motorcycle. We're going to experience what it feels like to be in the rider's seat. We're going to experience what it feels like to hear a Harley Davidson in action. We're going to see what it's like on our roads here in Australia. Hi, my name's Eamon. Welcome to the channel. If you like today's video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. Make sure you check out my website, oldnotdead.club. Grab yourself some supporter gear, a beanie, a cap, a sticker, or a t-shirt. Now, don't Harleys just sound fantastic? It's an iconic sound. It's an awesome sound. They sound like a sewing machine if you buy one straight off the showroom floor, and that's because Harley Davidson is restricted in certain ways by organisations like the EPA. What most people do is attach a set of slip-ons. For those of you who, like me, like the sound of an engine, I actually never turn my stereo on, never ever. Now, sound is a very individual thing. The M8s probably don't sound as Harley-like as the older bikes. What I've found is with a full exhaust system, with a set of slip-ons and with the right cam, they sound pretty good. Now, this bike I would consider as pretty loud, but I've had a lot louder, and this is as loud as I would want to be able to ride for a while. It helps having the hard saddlebags. It sort of, the sound sort of bounces off them and goes in weird directions. Makes it a little bit quieter. I'm using an S&S 475 cam. They've got a reputation for being a good cam, and one of the reasons is they make your bike sound good. I've got a full exhaust system. I've got Reinhardt slip-ons, and I've used the Fuel Moto, I think it's called a quiet baffle, to put inside the slip-ons. It doesn't make that much of a difference, but it has helped the tune. So a lot of people say Harleys are slow. Some of them are. My first Harley in the early 90s was a Fat Boy. I think it was an 80 cubic inch Fat Boy in those days. By today's standards, or even by the standards of the day, it wasn't very powerful, but I mean, I also had a ZX9R, right? So you could still wring the neck of the Harley and get it going without any problem. Now, of course, it's not as fast as a sports bike. Nowadays, Harleys are considerably faster. They have much better brakes and much better suspension, even though we're all whinging about the suspension. It's a million times better, and for a touring bike, under certain circumstances, like smooth roads, the suspension is okay. Now, for those of you who say that Harleys are slow, what a bunch of crap. You can get going on a Harley like there's no tomorrow. by far more power than you need and can even use on the road. A friend of mine said that's true because he always drag races with bikes and cars. Off the lights, you can beat pretty much the vast majority of people in fast cars and bikes if you've done your Harley correctly. Now, are there faster bikes? Yeah, of course. Are there faster cars? Yeah, of course. Nobody cares. The point I'm trying to make is it's not about speed, it's about is it enough fun for you on a Harley? Of course it is. To get your Harley going, all you've got to do is some simple mods, and on these newer M8s, like I've got a 114 M8, all you really need is a cam and it goes well. Of course, more power is better, but I'm telling you, with a cam and an aggressive tune, it goes really well. More than enough power to overtake at highway speeds.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
So when you're riding, where do you sit in the lane? I like to sit, ideally, if I'm going to sit behind a car, I like to sit on the outside of the centre line where the driver, if he was glancing at his mirror, would be able to easily see me. So that's not in the middle of the lane, it's slightly to the right. Now that's theoretical. What I do is, if I can't see ahead, I like to ride on the outside of the lane, very close to the white line, because I can then see past cars and I can see what's coming. In particular, our roads at the moment are really bad. There are a lot of potholes, and I can see much further ahead if I'm way out closer to the white line. Now, of course, if there's a car coming the other way, you can't do that. And as cars approach, I swing back closer to the centre line. If I'm thinking I'm going to ride aggressively, then I will ride in a different position, a position that allows me to overtake a little bit easier and still see ahead. So what do you do when you get to the traffic lights? What I do is I see those rows of cars lined up at a red light and I go straight through the gap and make my way to the front of the intersection. I do this because it's the safest spot to be in. If you're used to Japanese bikes, you'll find that drivers get really annoyed. I've found that on a Harley, everyone's a little bit scared of you and they let you through no problem. They move out of your way. Sitting in front of the traffic, I think, is the safest place to be. If you're waiting at the lights behind the cars, that leaves you open to somebody not stopping in time, not paying attention, and basically crushing you between cars. So I make my way to the front. That's the safest spot to be in because you're protected by the cars behind you. When the lights change, you use your superior acceleration to get away from the traffic and sit out by yourself. That's the safest spot to be rather than being in between the cars. Can't always do it, of course. Let's be practical, it's real life, but whenever you can, that's what I do.
'Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. I don't really know what comes next. I'm just doing my best, even though I'm so stressed out. Everything just feels like a test that I fail, so depressed when I can't
best things about riding as opposed to driving is you get to see a lot more of your environment. You're not as protected as you are in a car, in a cage. You're a lot more vulnerable, but the flip side is you get to see everything, you get to breathe the air, the smog. Well, there's not much smog out here, as you can see. Now, a couple of things I find incredibly handy on this bike. Even though I never use the stereo, the screen is magnificent because I can plug my telephone into it. No offense to Harley Davidson maps, but Google Maps are way easier to use. Now, the other thing which really surprised me was the tire pressure monitor, which I thought would be a bit of a gimmick. It's actually really handy. It tells you when you need to pump up your tires. Because let's face it, we all get lazy. The bike actually tells me when to pump up the tires. It's the easiest thing ever, and it's one of the best gimmicks I've ever found. I love it.
I don't really know what comes next. I'm just doing my best, even though I'm so stressed out. Everything just feels like a test that I fail, so depressed when I can't seem to get out. But something deep inside won't let me quit. I swear that I'm inspired by you.
If you like today's video, you'll also like my video, the 7 ways to stay alive on your Harley Davidson motorcycle. Check it out. Don't forget to check out the website oldnotdead.club. Grab yourself some supporter gear if you like the channel. Thanks for watching. Stay fit, healthy and safe. Ride hard, and I will see you on the next video.